Hey guys, it's Derek here. So 2025 has come and it's time to go over some of my pre-orders, kind of give you guys a bit of a heads up about what you can expect for the rest of the year. There's definitely a trend and a theme, and yeah, see if you can guess it before I kind of reveal it at the end of the video. Starting us off in January, we have our very first re-release of a portrait of heart Zoro. Now this is the 10th anniversary edition or 10th limited edition. Very simple pre-time skip Zoro. And I've actually seen this quite a bit, and it was actually on my wish list for a while before it was announced for re-release. Very simple look. I love how it's pre-time skip, and honestly I feel like this should have been a part of the Playback Memories line before they actually gave it a real name. It's gonna fit in really nicely with the rest of the pre-time skip group with Mainami, Vivi, Bonkley, and Miss All Sunday. I think they're eventually gonna fill out the rest of the crew and kind of give us a updated version through the Playback Memories line. Also Sogi King, so that's pretty good. The only thing I have a little bit of a gripe about is the price. It's essentially double what the 2015 original price was, coming in around 22,000 Japanese yen. So yeah, not great. You do get a few spare pieces, just like the Uta we looked at a little bit recently. Spare arm, spare head with the bandana. Don't really like the generic smiling smirky face, so I'll probably put the bandana on there just to change it up a little bit. And yeah, it's like what, 1, 2, 3. I think it's my 4th portrait of heart Zoro. So yeah, we like Zoro here. The second figure for our January releases, I know we're technically past January, but we're eventually gonna get these at some point. I don't know when they're gonna arrive. Is a, almost said portrait of heart, is a Plum Gun Gale Online or Sword Art Online alternative Len. Now this one, very cool as well, and is also another re-release. It's technically the third time it's been released. It came out in 2018, 2019, and now 2025. I think it has a lot to do with the new season coming out. Definitely went and finished that. Very fun experience. Love how cute and adorable she is. And I think that this one is the figure that captures it the best. Like there's a whole bunch of different versions out there. Like you can get the Apex one, Kotobukiya. I have the little Nendoroid. I don't think you have to worry too much about her being on one foot either. And yeah, composition and everything else wise, looks great. Moving over to March, we actually have three smaller things technically, and then one sort of really big one. First two are going to be lookups from Mega House. We have the Ace and the Perona. Now originally I was a little bit on the fence about whether or not I want to pick up the Perona, just because, you know, pre-time skip version of her, I wasn't a huge fan. I much more prefer her in the post-time skip dress. But hey, very, very low commitment with a lookup series figure, so we're going to add it to the collection. I currently have all of them kind of in front of me. Just looking up at me while I'm doing work and whatnot, so that's really cool. Gotta add these two to the collection, and for the price of being under 4,000 yen, I think it's not bad. As for a figure that's a little bit more, we have a Griffith from Berserk. Now, you kind of knew we had to get this one just because we have the guts. You gotta get them both together. It had to happen. Pricing on this one isn't that great though. It's close to 7,000 yen actually, which is a little bit alarming considering, you know, Nendo costs nowadays have all kind of gone up. But he looks pretty and I needed to get him. It's not much more I need to really say about that. Although I think we might get the new base, and yeah, it's gonna suck. As for the figure that I'm most looking forward to in March, we have a original character technically. Well, it's technically based off like a fairy tale, but we have the Alex Lindell from Apex. Now, it's gonna be my very first Apex figure. I think it looks very, very beautiful. Great value as well, being only around the 22,000 Japanese yen mark, which I think has a lot to do with it being an OC, and also, yeah, Apex just kind of lowers the price on things. Chinese company, but everything's made in China anyway, so who cares? I'm not gonna lie though, this was an instant pre-order the moment it went up for ordering because I've been trying to hunt down the Mythios line for their Fairy Tale and others, and I looked at their Alice. It's a little dated at this point. You can kind of see it, but you definitely can see the inspiration as well for this one. She's falling down, she has the Hatter up top, has some chest pieces, chessboard on the bottom. I really like how it's all composed. Facial expression, everything looks very, very cute, and there's a lot of movement with the clothing there too. Never had anything with Apex, so hopefully the quality stacks up and the shading would be good on this. So very looking forward to seeing my very first Apex piece. Scooting on over to April, we have another altar piece from Overlord. We actually finally got the Entoma to actually kind of fill out more of the Pleiades or the battle maids. Already have 2 of the other battle maids in my collection, and I think this will line up fairly decently. This is a 1/8 scale figure, and it's in the 18,000 yen range, which isn't terrible. Honestly though, cute facial expression and the stockings look very, very good. I'm really curious whether or not they're gonna keep the base on this though. It is a clear acrylic base for the prototype. I have a feeling they're gonna lean more towards what they've done previously with the other Soben versions that I have though. Moving over to May, we have 1 or maybe 5, I don't know how you wanna group this, but it's technically 5 little ships coming in from One Piece and Mega House. We're gonna try out their new Yura Coal line, and it's just these little ships, all the One Piece ships. Well, there's 5 of them. We got the Going Merry, Thousand Sunny, Baratier, Red Force, and also the Moby Dick. Honestly, I would have preferred not to have the Moby Dick and have Law's little yellow submarine instead, because I think that's just cuter. Yeah, we're gonna try out some new One Piece related merch this year. Like, having these is cute, but as a massive One Piece fan, I think we gotta fill out the collection a little bit more. And the price isn't terrible. We're in the 6,000-ish Japanese yen range, but I don't expect them to be very, very big. I think they're gonna be like very, very chisai. Making our way halfway through the year, we have our June pre-orders. They're gonna be a little bit bigger. A lot of things that I'm looking forward towards, and the biggest one is definitely Jimbei. We finally waited it out. Like, I've mentioned this countless times. It's been on like my Grails list a billion times at this point, but I'm just glad that they finally listened to fans and re-released this guy, because no one was willing to pay the like 4 or 5 times retail that he was going for. I was not gonna pay over $1,000 for this. That is licensed statue money, and I'm very glad I waited it out and was patient, because retail price for this, beautiful. It's gonna look great on my shelf. It's gonna be a nice big package. I did pick this one up locally via Ubies, so I don't have to really deal with the shipping and everything else like that. And yeah, this might get delayed a little bit because it's a, you know, a local purchase, but who cares at this point? $399 Canadian, just take my money. I'm so happy to finally get him. He looks great. There's not much more I can really say about it. My Grail of Grails is finally coming home, and 2025 is gonna be great because of that. As for another One Piece related purchase, I've kind of looked more into their Nyan line or the Mega Cat line. They have these little kitty cats in jars, and yeah, we got a whole bunch of them, like Luffy, Zoro, Sanji, Ace. I think we have Shanks, even Chopper. Realistically, I probably could have stopped at Chopper. They're all kind of sleeping in the jars. They look adorable. And it's another thing that we can kind of line the shelves with and support my favorite IP. So I'm very happy to have these. And to round out the month, I have 2 smaller things that are both from Sakamoto Days. One is a Nendoroid Basic. Not too happy that it's a basic, meaning we don't get any extra facial expressions or accessories. He just comes with a gun. Don't really like what they're doing there. I'm trying to save a little bit of money and pass it on to us. I think most of us are willing to pay the extra $5 to $10 it is to get the extra accessories, because him eating noodles or something would be a lot cooler than him just holding a gun. But that's just my thoughts. And I also picked up a noodle topper of him as well. Very, very cute. I might just go and pick up a actual noodle cup and put him on top. He loves noodles in the series, and I think that'd be really, really cute to do. These also were local pickups, so yeah, definitely go and support local businesses whenever you guys can. Moving over to July. That's probably one of the bigger months I actually have this year. A lot of One Piece related stuff, like heavy hitters. And another thing that we're getting into, more video game related stuff. First up is the Evolutionary History Nami. This is a Portrait of Pirate figure, of course. Pricing wise, it's kind of on the steep side, being a very simple and basic 1/8 scale. It's 21,000 yen roughly. I know this has a lot to do with inflation, the economy, and all the other stuff, but let's be honest, at the end of the day, it's really just to line the pockets of all the important people on the board or whatnot. Gotta keep those profit margins up. So that's most likely what's gonna happen. That's most likely why prices for a lot of your figures that you like are going up so much. They don't have to make that much money off you, but you know, you have to have better sales every year. Otherwise you're doing something wrong, right? Honestly, I love how the egghead outfits look. I want to get the entire crew like this. This Nami, very, very basic. I would love to get a Luffy though, of course, a Chopper, a Frankie, a Brook. Everyone else is kind of like, you know, their outfits were kind of messed up. They just kind of had like Hawaiian shirts on or whatnot. Oh, Zoro too. Zoro would be really nice. Would love to see more of those. Moving over to another Mega House Portrait of Pirate. This is a maximum, I think the distinction is K maximum, because it's done in collaboration with Kotobukiya. Now I'm actually really excited about this one because Mega House doesn't usually collab too often with other brands, and Koto being a very massive one is pretty cool. So I did a little bit digging on this, and it turns out that the Kotobukiya side is dealing with all the sculpting. So what you see on there is very reminiscent of like an Art FXJ, but kind of jacked up a little bit. Facial expression is very cartoony. I don't really think you see that too often with Portrait of Pirate, at least I don't Yeah, I don't think so. But Mega House is dealing with all the paint and production from what I understand. So you're still gonna get that crazy gradients and shadowing and everything. Kind of think it's like the best of both worlds. Pricing though is not the best of both worlds. It is atrocious. Pretty sure this will be a little bit difficult to actually go and display though, because he is going to be very, very tall because of the kick and the flame effect. So you're gonna have to modify your display cases a little bit because of that. Yeah, so if you're tight on space, this might be another one you might want to overlook if the pricing hasn't already scared you the hell away. As for the figure that I'm most excited for, the gaming related one, we finally have our March 7th coming in from Apex. Now I know a lot of you guys have heard me talk about this in the past. I have been playing Honkai Star Rail, played it since launch basically, and well, I have a little bit more sentimental ties towards March, I guess, because I didn't really have a tank in the beginning, so this was my tank. She kind of carried me through early game, so I really highly appreciate that. But not just that though, the facial expression on here, the overall sculpt of the outfit, and also the base with the butterfly coming up from the bottom is just, oh, it's so good. Pricing's also pretty decent, about 26,000 yen, and I believe the one that I got also has the bonus shishiki. Cool for bonuses, I guess. This would be my second Apex figure, and hopefully it still lives up to the hype. So we're actually gonna have to jump all the way over to September because I don't have anything in between, surprisingly. I mean, I guess that's okay too. We're gonna find different things to buy, knowing me, so I wouldn't worry too much. Like, it's not like we're gonna have no content for a whole month or so. But we actually have another video game character here. Now, it's something that I've actually looked forward to forever now, because it's the very first accessible Epic 7 figure. I say accessible because the very first and only figure ever made, I believe, was like a 1-to-1 of Luna, which was like the title character when the game first launched. Very cool character, but I believe you had to like win the tournament or something crazy, or a lottery. I forget exactly what the reason or how you would get that, but whoever has that, congratulations. You got the only one in existence. However, they are making the Moonlight version, which means like the limited alternate universe version. Technically, it's a little hard to explain what a Moonlight 5-star is, but it's very hard to get. I technically don't have her in the game because I took a little bit of a break, so we're gonna be pulling her here. This is New Moon Luna, and it's going to be done by Astream Design. They're also another Chinese company that deals a lot with original characters, and from what I can see with their past track record, they put out some pretty good quality stuff. A lot of it is original characters, but you know, we have something to work off of here. The design and artwork from Epic 7 is some of the best I've ever seen. Definitely matches some of the stuff you see with Fate. Like if you're a FGO player, I would say this stuff gives it a huge run for its money. And to finally round out the year, we have another figure from a video game, technically. We have another Honkai Star Rail figure from Apex. Now, I technically pre-ordered it like today. So we did it. Pricing on this one's pretty good as well. It's in the 20,000-ish yen range, and that is the 1/7 scale Mummy Kefka. The moment you start the game, you basically see her and you're like, hey, how do I get that? Again, this is another character that I couldn't pull in the game because I technically lost the 50-50 twice. And then I just kind of uninstalled the game because I got pissed off. I got Yangqing 2 times. Who the hell gets Yangqing 2 times? I digress. Very beautiful character, a must get. And I hope that they continue making more because I actually think I have Blade and a whole bunch of the other characters I've pulled. Hey, Apex, you're doing God's work at this point. Thank you for putting out stuff for a decent price. Oh, she's just beautiful. Like, if you play the game, or even if you don't play the game, you should try playing the game and pick her up because she's great. So normally that would be the end of the video because we already hit December, but I have a new section that I put out called the Definite Maybes, where I might get them, I might not. Some I will get whenever they do get like a actual announcement release date. All right, let's start off with El Coco. You're probably wondering, I don't have any rems on this entire list. Can't be the rem guy without any rems, right? So we might be looking into this because 1/7 scale, but for under 4,000 yen. Sounds like a scam. And we'll see, because it's listed as a prize figure, so I'm expecting prize quality. They had to have cut corners somewhere. Design's not the greatest that I've ever seen, but this RAM is called the Jewel Princess version. There's also an accompanying RAM and an Amelia. You can technically get all 3 for the price of less than 1 normal scale. We'll see. Don't like the hair on this one. It's very, very blue. Maybe. It's a definite maybe. I don't know. Moving over to a figure that I'm more on the fence for because I don't know if I want to get another one is the Katie Cole or Kodakawa, I think it's like the Halloween Rem. It's a set with the Ram. It's another 1/7 scale and the price is really good. It's under 7,000 yen, but it looks really cute. Looks like they've nailed the hair and the rest of the outfit looks really cute as well. And I believe it's called the Phantom Night Wizard version. The only thing that's keeping me away from getting this one right now is I'd probably be forced to get the Ram as well, and I don't have enough room for another Rim and Ram on the same shelf, so that's what's keeping me away right now. As for the last three, I'm more or less gonna get them, I think, maybe, I don't know. We have another Portrait of Pirate Lilith. Now this one's really cool because it's a part of the Egghead arc, part of the Evolutionary History line, my favorite Vegapunk. Very, very cute, very adorable. Great prototype on this one currently, but whenever they do release the release date, I'm most likely gonna pick this one up. If anyone's wondering why I don't have a Bonnie on this list, even though she's up for pre-order, read the manga. Another amazing Portrait of Pirate Maximum that we're going to be looking into is another Wano variant, the Onigashima Law. I believe he's doing the Gamma Knife in this pose. Great prototype for this as well. A lot of effect parts. Probably the best Law figure that's going to be out there. Pricing is probably going to be close to the Sanji, I guess, so I'm not looking forward to that part. But hey, I like this outfit for Law, and who knows, maybe we'll even eventually get a new Useless Kid and have the three captains together. I don't know. As for the final figure of this video, I'm happy to announce we're potentially getting more into Fate. Now, I talked about it briefly previously. It's a series that I've been watching a lot more. I'm not gonna get into the games because I'm not really a fan of the game engine and it doesn't have gacha games that I play already. So we're gonna hold off on the FGO stuff, but I do or have watched pretty much anything you can watch in terms of the anime, and this is a very cute one with MASH and Pekora combined together. Personally, I think this is the best design for a MASH figure. I've seen a few of the other ones that she does have that are available, and this one by Aniplex is probably the best looking one. Price-wise, it's not terrible, and I feel like if you are a huge fan of Pekora, probably jump on this. I'm a little bit on the fence, but who knows? This might randomly show up in a haul or a video one day. And that's my list for 2025. Not a crazy big one, but I think we have some solid heavy hitters here and a lot of re-releases. Personally, I think 2025, for me at least, is the year of the re-release, and I'm happy about that. I'm okay with that. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below though. What are you most looking forward to for this year? And make sure to give it a like, subscribe, and we'll see you soon. My name is Derek, and I'll see you off. Bye. Also want to give a massive shout out to all of our channel members. Thank you guys so much for watching and supporting the channel. Extra special shout out to Fat Tykin Inside and Necro Nemesis for being our Pirate Kings. If any of you else want to join up on this as well, I'll leave it all linked in the description. Just know that all the proceeds from this go directly back into making these videos better. So better equipment, more things to review, and in the future, maybe we can even hire on an editor. And thanks again.